wish we can capture what we're doing at church. You know, the feeling that we have and all that. And I know it's maybe a little more mechanical in the studio, but we really wanted to just kind of do that. Just kind of worship the Lord as we record instead of being real methodical and mechanical about it. Casey and the guys at the Vineyard, they asked if I'd do a record, and I just told them, I'd love to do a record, but I'd really like to do it like this. And I thought they'd say no, just because you never know what you're going to get in a sense. But they said, yeah, do it, you know. So really, I was grateful that they, you know, because financially it'd be tough to do it, and they just said, no, we want to do it. I'm 45, and just, you know, in the world's eyes, I think I'm definitely over the hill for music as far as people caring about it, in a sense, you know. But I just thought, I'm happy leading worship at my church, I'm good to go, you know. But to be able to get a chance to do this with my friends, and, you know, because in God's eyes, we're all just as kids, you know, there's no age, you know. So it's like, and I feel like I think all of us that were involved in this record, we have some of the best songs and the best music to come, I think. Right now with this group of people that I get to play music with, some of them I've played music with for 15 years or longer, and maybe close to 20. But the reality is we're just friends, you know, and we get to play music together. We get to worship the Lord together.
I wanted to be able to serve Chris the best that I could. He's been a great friend to me, and I wanted to be able to have that represented. I mean, sometimes it's more fulfilling for me to be able to give someone else's vision of their music, what they hear in their head, to actually realize it, you know, and if they're happy with it, then, you know, job done. I really didn't have any aim or anything. We were just hoping to kind of capture a picture of what goes on Sundays or whenever we get together, and hope that translates to film or audio, or, you know, so people can kind of peek into that anytime they want to. Like, you know, even some of the people in this band told me, I'm not a musician. I said, well, you are. You're doing it right now. You know? But I think what he means with, other than this, it's that they don't really play music. But they've been playing for so long, and there's just something, there's a chemistry there that is, you know, priceless. Makes it really easy. And I was just hoping that people would take it upon themselves, because we didn't really get a chance to rehearse or get too much together. Just making records on faith.
Good morning, Savior. Now death has no sting. It's grace and forgiveness and life that you bring. I don't have to fear evil no more. I don't have to stand by the enemy's door, just held in your arms, my Father's embrace, that's always been there in front of my face. Good morning, Jesus. I know that you're here. The warmth of your spirit. I know that you're near. I don't want to leave you ever again. I don't want to be a slave to my sin. Oh, just to hold the free hand of grace that's always been there in front of my face. I don't want to leave you ever again. I don't want to be a slave to my sin. Oh, just to hold the free hand of grace that's always been there in front of my face. That's always been there in front of my face. That's always been there in front of my face.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
That was probably better. That's fine.
Like some of the people that came, I mean, they were all just people we love dearly, you know. And some of the people that came were just like totally serving and weren't. It wasn't planned that way, you know. Like Marc Brophy came and does sound here at our church, but he came and worked his butt off the whole time, and you know, just came and served the whole process. And he's really, you know, there's people like him, or just there's certain people that we're just around all the time. They're really like part of our team in a sense, you know, because we just do this all together, and we couldn't do it without certain people like Marc and
it's just it's fun to go to a place, and because everybody there wanted to be there, wanted to serve this and make it happen.
Yeah.
And it's really wonderful because people in bands can get a little sassy with each other, you know. It can be a struggle to keep a band together, but everybody wanted to be there and everybody was aiming for the same purpose, and it's really a great working environment.
And two, I think we don't even, honestly, I never thought of this as a band. like a band, because we've all been in bands growing up. You guys have. And it really just feels like we're friends worshiping the Lord together. That's all it feels like. Like we've never. I guess maybe this recording process is when the first time it felt like, well, this is a band in a good way. Like we're playing together and it's good, but it's always just felt like these are just the people we all love, and we're just worshiping together. So that's been really cool.
And I was blown away that everybody involved played amazing, like, you know, better than I had heard anybody play before. You know, it's like everybody really focused and brought the best that they had. Like this chemistry thing that this band has never rehearsed, never know what songs they're gonna play. You know, it just sort of happens, and I figured the best way to capture that is just to let it happen and create an environment that's comfortable for everybody.
Wow, you guys got some tacos.
Yeah, right?
Wow, look at that cilantro and onions. That was the cilantro and onions.
Bueno.
Just work on becoming friends first before becoming better musicians, becoming tighter as a band, or arrangements and all that stuff. I'd say just being a family first is, you'll end up being better musicians, and you know, having more wonderful things happen in your worship sets. And if relationship is first, that's just how it'll work better. You know, you can become these great musicians and play really tight together and everything, but if you have no love, who cares?
Your love is big like the ocean, and your faith shines like the sun, and your heart beats for the child in everyone.
I think about heaven a lot, and I just think that it's comforting to think of it in a way that that's really our life. You know, this is like how the word says, this life is a vapor. You know, it's nothing in the big scheme. You know, so I just think about that passage in the Bible about death. Where is your sting? Where is your victory? Because it's nice to think about that, because it's truth, and even when things are going not so good, times can get hard, you know, really, what can the enemy do to us, you know? I mean, we can have, even if we suffered for 50 years on this earth, or 80 years on this earth, if you lived a life of suffering, having Jesus, nothing else matters. It's like, I actually think, I was telling this to a lady here who's the children's pastor, Lynn, and she has brittle bone disease or something like that, and she's been in a wheelchair for most of her life, and it's weird. I told her this too, and I don't know if it's the Lord, maybe it's the Lord, but I just told her that, you know, she's just impacted so many people's lives by how she lives, how she has joy in the midst of suffering. And so I felt like that, you know, I just told her, I go, this might be the Lord, it might not be, I don't know, but I just said, I really feel like that when we all go to heaven, when we're all there, God's going to say to you, I chose you. I know a few people that suffer their whole life. My bass player's wife's another one, has rheumatoid arthritis, and she's the same way. She's just filled with life and joy, and so people are always looking at them going, how does she do it? How can she have peace in her life, suffering with pain all the time, you know? And I honestly felt like the Lord showed me that one day he's going to look to them and say, I chose you. And good job, well done, good and faithful servant. Because their life made a huge impact just by the way they walked and talked and lived, you know? And I think one day they'll even see all the people's lives that were affected by just the way they lived in their pain. you know. Whether that's true or not, I think it is. So death, where is your sting? You know?
Now I see lines drawn down my face from the years. That's alright. I'm waiting for my change as it nears. I know I'll live on and on and on. Oh Lord, death, where is your sting? Where is your victory? Death, where is your sting? You can't take from this child. I can hear the sound of the trumpet sing. Would it take some faith and bear the storm and weather? I know there's a place at the table set for me. Death, where is your sting? Where is your victory? Death, where is your sting? You can't take from this child. Where is your sting? Where is your victory? Death, where is your sting? You can't take from this child. You can't take from this child. No, you can't take from this child.
I'd been playing in a band up in LA when I lived up there for a while, and then a good friend of mine died of cancer, and it freaked me out kind of, and so I moved back to Orange County. At the same time, Chris Wimber had been coming up to LA and like just supporting us and loving on us and stuff, and got me back involved at Anaheim Vineyard, and I made a couple records for his label, New Breed, and so it was just a total worship environment, even though the records I made weren't really worship records. They were more blues or artist records. And then this guy called up my house one day, and he was a professor at this university in Kentucky, and they do this youth conference every year, and he had bought this record I made called Soul Motion a long time ago, and he said, I'd love these guys to come do worship at our youth event, you know, and that record's not a worship record. And so he calls me up, and at the time we were like, I was married and had, I think, just one baby. My wife it's funny because we think about it, but this guy said, hey, I'd love for your husband to come out and do worship at this thing, and he's like, and we'll have him and we'll pay him this much money, and she's like, and then he's like, does he lead worship? And she's like, yes, because we just need the money. And so that was Louis, this friend of mine, and so he's now a great friend. But so it really, actually, this pastor who was this professor at this university is kind of the one who kicked me in the butt to lead worship, because we were like, okay, it was me and Icky and some of the guys who actually played on the record, this record, like me and Icky have been playing together for 20 years or something. But so we went and did worship at this thing. That's kind of how we started doing worship.
Because I gotta get that.
What's that?
I think we should start from the beginning.
Okay. All right.
Daddy Espinosa, he was really inspiration to me, because he taught me how to lead worship in the way that I love worship leaders to lead. And that's what he did. All he did was, basically his attitude was, I'm going to worship God and you guys can come with me if you want. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, he never was a song leader. He still leads worship. I don't mean to use him in a past tense, but he just taught me that the best way to lead worship is to really worship. And so that was amazing to watch that, to be by his side and look over at him and he's singing, all-consuming fire, and tears are coming down his eyes and his eyes are closed the whole time. And not that opening your eyes leading worship is a bad thing, it's not, but it's just, he really modeled to me a great worship leader.
Sweet mercy comes new each day. I don't know why, but it comes anyway. It's not up to what I do or say. Sweet mercy comes new each day. I love to feel the warmth of grace. It's like the sun, it never fades. The love of Jesus lights up my face. Sweet mercy comes new each day. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in Lord, thank you for your grace today. Without your love, I'd fade away. I'm standing on the promise you made. The sweet mercy comes new each day. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love, yeah. I'll praise you in the morning. I'll praise into the night. Although my flesh grows weary, I'll lift my voice and fight with songs of joy and gladness, and songs that bring the light of the Lord to the world. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. praise you in the morning, I'll praise into the night. Although my flesh grows weary, I'll lift my voice and fight with songs of joy and gladness, and songs that bring the light of the Lord to the world. I'll praise you in the morning, I'll praise into the night. Although my flesh grows weary, I'll lift my voice and fight with songs of joy
Well, my wife nagged at me for a year to come down to this church and listen to this guy sing. And we were separated at the time, so we went out together for the first time, and she took me here, and he wasn't scheduled. so we sat through the service, and then he came out. I think he just played with Janine or something. Janice. There's no rhythm section or nothing, but all of a sudden I was like hypnotized in this sort of sway, and I was looking at the lyrics up on the screen, and things just went screwy. I literally thought I was having some kind of psychedelic trip, and scared me at first, and I thought, wait a minute, no, it's cool, it's safe, you know. And so I'm into that, you know. So we talked after that, maybe. I just decided that I was going to play. Right there.
The ending?
Yeah.
Sure. C. G7.
Marc's song was like, for a long time I felt like I shouldn't do it, because it's his song, and not more than just it being a song. It's his life. And when he played me that song, I was just like, you need to do this song. I kept telling him, you need to record this song. You need to record this song on his record. You need to do it. So I didn't know why he didn't want to, because it's such a good song. It was one of those songs when we were planning this record that maybe we'll do type of thing, you know, because I knew there was some songs that I just had to do. And I didn't write the song, and I'm happy to do other people's songs if I connect with them. But that song I didn't really connect with at first, you know, like it wasn't my life, like where it's at. But the more I'd listen to it, the more I'd go, wait a minute, that's all of our lives.
It just showed up one day, because it was one of those songs where as fast as you can write it, it's going from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. It was just like handed on a plate. Here you go. You know, they're rare, but they're always the best ones. And you know, I've been through some trenches, so hopefully someone else in a trench like that can relate and find hope in it.
1, 2, 3.
I'm homesick, feeling alone, lost in my wandering. How long must I roam? My heart is heavy, waiting on your word. Arrogant and godless, acting so absurd. So drown me in your deep waters, cover me in grace, stand beside me in my weakness, let me feel your light on my face, your light on my face. Raised by the wicked and mastered their ways, help me drink in salvation the rest of my days. Rip away my sickness, blow the smoke from my eyes. I'm through with deceit, but I'm covered in lies. So drown me in your deep water, light on my face. Yeah.
That was very nice.
20 years ago when I lived up in LA and I was trying to make it in a band and everything, I'd go see his band play and he didn't know it. But he had a band called Burning Tree, and so I would just go, you know, whenever I'd find out they were playing, I'd be there and I'd just be watching them play, and I was like, wow, this guy's amazing. And so, and then, so I'd never really known him. We have a mutual friend, and so I'd met him once because this friend of ours asked him to play on my sister-in-law's record years ago, and so I'd met him there, but we didn't really strike up a friendship or anything. And then
We did.
no, we didn't.
We met that day.
Yeah. Mary met said hi.
Trenches. Many trenches.
I just got asked to kind of come down and hang out and be a part of the live recording they're doing here at the compound, and just became friends with Chris a few years ago, and so he's come up and played at our church and some other churches in the area, and you know, I was able to play bass for him when he came up, and or a little guitar if he needed that, and so just kind of learning his songs over the last few years, and I've always liked his songs. I remember 10 years ago, 11 years ago, learning a lot of his songs and playing them in church, so it's just been cool, yeah. So I just came down and I played a little bit of acoustic guitar last night on a couple tracks, and playing some bass today on a couple songs, but I just come to hang out, you know.
You know, I didn't realize how much of a mentor figure he thinks of me or thought of me as or whatever. So I read his MySpace and he has this little bio on it, and he mentioned that about me, and it kind of I don't know, just definitely warmed my heart, because I just think of us as peers, and or more than peers, but just buddies, you know. So sometimes it's a little I get a little insecure when people think of me that way, but then again, at the same time, I'm honored, you know. So, because you know how we all are, we all know our weaknesses and who we are. But it's also good to have that responsibility of being a mentor and being a father figure into people's lives, you know. It's a task that I'm really happy to take on and willing to take on, and hope I don't. I pray that I never disappoint with that role, you know.
Chris Lizotte has a very special place in my heart, as he is my brother-in-law. And as a young teenager, before we were actually related, I was in a band called Wild Blue Yonder, and Chris was in a band called Passion to Pass. And we did a couple gigs together, and I was so young, and I just thought, he was like this rock star, you know. He was this great, tall guy that just was so passionate, and I loved the way he looked when he sang, and I loved the way he sang and all of that. And I feel so privileged to have watched him become this beautiful man of God, and to see his heart in worship. It's very obvious. It's not something that he's ever hidden or anything like that, and I am proud to not just know him, but to be a part of this, what he's doing.
I wanna lift my hands and say thank you for a brighter day, thank you for reaching down to save me. to see everything you've done for me. Thank you for the blood that was shed for me. I wanna lift my hands and say thank you for a brighter day. Thank you for reaching down and saving me. I wanna have eyes to see everything you've done for me. Thank you for the blood that was shed for me. And I praise your name with the voice you gave. And I thank you for all you've done and for everything I can praise.
I wanna lift my hands and say thank you for a brighter day. Thank you for reaching down and saving me. I wanna have eyes to see everything you've done for me. Thank you for the blood that was shed for me. I wanna lift my hands and say thank you for a brighter day. Thank you for reaching down and saving me. I wanna have eyes to see everything you've done for me. Thank you for the blood that was shed for me.
And I praise your name
I praise your name,
with the voice you gave.
and I
Praise your name
yes I do.
with the voice you gave. And I thank you for all you've done and for everything I can praise. And I thank you, yes I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you,
I thank you.
and I thank you,
I thank
and I thank you. God is love. You know, that's who God is. It's not even something God created. It's who he is. God is love. So it's like, if we have love, then in everything we do, even with the flaws in it, it's just better. If we don't have love, we can try and do something good, but people see right through it. I feel love. I feel safe. I feel Jesus in this place. I feel a warmth within me. I can't describe it, but I believe. I feel peace. I feel light. I see my stains, turn pure white. I feel a burden lift from me as I raise my hands up and I sing. Glory, glory, glory to the King. We sing glory, glory, glory to the King. I hear weeping around me, tears of healing, the Spirit brings. I hear the moving of angels' wings and all their voices as they sing. We sing glory, glory, glory to the King. We sing glory, glory, glory to the King. Glory, glory to the King. I feel love, I feel safe, I feel Jesus in this place. I feel a warmth within me. I can't describe it, no, 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 no.